Hi, this is Kathleen from Bailey Academy. Mama of 5, homeschooling 3 of them, ages 9, 12, and 16. Today I want to share my final curriculum choices for grades 4 and 7. I shared curriculum choices May, June, I'm not sure exactly when it was. Each one, like language arts in one video, history in another video, that sort of thing. But things have changed since then, and since we're starting school in 2 weeks, I wanted to share, actually less than 2 weeks maybe, I wanted to share what our picks were. So I have what I have in front of me to show you, a couple notes. So if I look down, I'm just looking at my notes. All right, so starting with my grade 4, I'm going to do grade 4 and grade 7 together, but I mean, just, let me try that again. Remember, keeping it real. I'm not editing out my mistakes. All right, for math. So for my grade 4, she is going to be doing this MathSmart, complete MathSmart grade 4. This is a Canadian workbook. It's probably not enough for the full year, but I'll supplement as well in between. Like if there's something she's struggling with, then I will supplement with it. So it's just, black and white workbook. If you live in Canada, this is a good, cheap way to use it. This is from the Popular Book Company, popularbook.ca. I'll link everything below. And I've used other resources of theirs and I like them, so we're going to use this MathSmart for the first time for my grade 4. So like I said, we're going to do some first 2 weeks of review for both kids, and then I'm going to start in. And so the first subject is place value. She knows that pretty well, so as long as she does the pages okay and doesn't struggle with it, we'll move on. But then it quickly goes into adding bigger numbers and subtracting bigger numbers, which she still struggles with. So if she does the page and she needs more work, then I will print off worksheets from twinkle.ca or teacherspayteachers.com or anywhere free websites that I can find to do more. So for example, this is subtracting big numbers. She still has trouble with that, so she might have more practice than is in the book. So that is math for my grade 4. My grade 7, I don't have anything to show you because he's doing Math Mammoth and I have it as a PDF. And I guess I could show you a little bit. I printed the first few pages. I'm not printing the whole thing all at once and binding it. I don't even have a binder. But also I noticed that Math Mammoth grade 7 starts pretty high up with, I don't know what it is compared to other curriculums because I'm not familiar with a lot of curriculums yet, but it starts off with order of operations, which I'm not sure that my son properly knows, and then it goes into like 3p over 4 equals $57. I know my son is not ready for that, so we are going to do a review and we're going to take it very slow and go through the parts that we know faster, and once I teach it to him, he should go pretty fast, but anything that he hasn't learned, we will definitely be doing more slow. So Math Mammoth for grade 7. Okay, moving on to literacy or language arts or ELA, depending on what you call it. I tend to call it literacy because that's what they call it in the schools around here. But anyways, whatever you want to call it, my grade 4 is doing lightning literature for most of it, and again, it's a PDF, so I don't have the book to show you, but I did a whole video talking about lightning literature, so I'll link that below. And literature, and it's going to be covering what book she needs to read. It covers grammar, it covers writing, and reading, so I don't need to do too much supplement. The only thing she's going to add in is all about spelling, which I don't have the teacher's guide with me right now, but we have the All About Spelling Level 1, the Colors Edition. The Color Edition comes with a new activity guide, so I saw somebody talking about this. What they did was they pre-cut out all the games and put them in page protectors so that I don't have to cut them out each day that we need them. They're already ready to go. Now, I didn't have a big enough binder or enough sheet protector, so I did the first 14 lessons, and when we get up to there, then I will cut out the rest of them. So that's what she's doing to supplement lightning literature, to make sure she needs to do spelling because she is behind on spelling and I want her to catch up. I think that would be the best bet. All About Spelling seems like a really good thing. I have a good video on All About Spelling as well, and so that will be linked below. Okay, so, and then my son, for literacy, again, I don't have anything to show you. Is going to be doing the Write at Home middle school literacy self-paced class. That's writeathome.ca. I will link it below. We've never done this, and we won it in a giveaway, so I'm not familiar with this. I don't seem to find too many YouTube reviews about it, so I will definitely be doing reviews about it after we've used it for a bit and at the end of the year, talking about how it went. It's like Lightning Literature a little bit in that it has certain books that you have to purchase or borrow, and they read the books and they do work with it, but they do more like read the books and do some writing. I don't think there's any grammar in it, but I'm not entirely sure. So my son, though, if he needs any grammar addition, I will add to it once I get a better idea of what is going to be happening in it. He's never needed a spelling curriculum. He's always been a really good speller, and so I'm not too worried about adding anything in at the moment. Once I see, like I said, once I see what exactly it includes, then I will know if I need to add anything in for him. All right, moving on. For languages. They're both learning French, and I have this Canadian curriculum FrenchSmart book, which I did not realize was so skinny. This is grade 6 because they don't make grade 7, so my grade 7 is doing grade 6, or no, I'm sorry, they do make grade 7. I picked grade 6 because grade 7 seemed a bit too above our level, and my daughter's doing grade 4. And so this is obviously not going to be the full year, but it's cute and colorful, and I'll either use this all the way through and then add something else, or we will supplement throughout. I'm not sure yet, but there's French right there. And then each kid wanted to learn a different language as well, kind of feel out what they're going to want to do for high school language. I wanted them to keep doing French, at least through the rest of grade school, but they're allowed to pick another language. So my daughter recently said that she would like to try ASL. My older daughter, 16-year-old, knows ASL well. She taught herself, and she's been doing courses on it, and she wants somebody to be able to talk with her, and my youngest daughter is really interested in it. So we are going to be using ablelingo.com, and we'll link that below as well. They did give us access to the course for free to try out, to share with you what it is like. Sorry, it's more than one course actually, so we got access to all the courses. So there's something simple like finger spelling, which, you know, my younger daughter will do, and so on. But my older daughter will be able to use next semester when she does ASL. Will be able to use the other videos to try and, you know, pick apart wherever she is at whatever level she's at. So we're using Ablelingo for that, and anything else that I find for free that, you know, would be helpful. And then my son will be doing Korean. I mentioned this before when I did the review of these books, which I will link below, but he's doing elementary Korean from the Tuttle Publishing, not to be confused with the Tuttle twins. It's not the same thing. So this Korean is hard because it's one of those languages where the letters are written differently, so he has to learn how to write letters and learn which letter makes what sound, as well as how to read the words. So we're going to work through this slowly. I do not expect to work through this in 1 year. It'll work for us if he continues to do Korean until he runs out of this, and if he finds that Korean is not for him, then, you know, no biggie. These will be available if anybody else in my family decides they want to learn Korean, or I can pass them on. We did receive these from the publishers as well, and I forgot to mention the Lightning Literature we received from the publisher. A lot of these we received from the company to test out so we could review for you. So I will be letting you know what I think. All right, so that's languages. What else do I have? So for handwriting, neither of my younger ones prints exceptionally well, but it's more hurrying than anything like dysgraphia. Possibly my youngest could possibly have that, but regardless, the grade 7 is not going to be doing handwriting because he's already been doing Korean handwriting essentially, and I think slowing down for that will help him slow down for his printing. And I'm going to remind him that if it's done messy and I can't read it, then you will do it again. I think that will help him continue to do it properly. And so for my youngest, originally I was going to have her do handwriting every day, but then we wanted to add in the ASL, and so I didn't want to make her already busy schedule fuller. So we're going to do handwriting Mondays and Fridays and ASL Tuesday through Thursday. And that way Mondays and Fridays are the ones that tend to be holidays, so she won't only miss handwriting on certain occasions for the most part. But I want to have her go slow on it and practice and really do as much as she can. All right, for science, geography, and history, I don't have curriculums because I do it as almost like a unit study where I pick a topic. Like I have a list up here where you can't see. And so we have a topic for each of those science, geography, and history. And we will use mostly books from the library, books that I own, and free resources. And each of the kids is going to have, they each have 3 of these 140-page spiral-bound notebooks, and each one is going to have, so one's going to be for history, one's going to be geography, one's going to be science. I have color sheets that they're going to color on the first day and glue on. And so we're going to do it in notebooking style, because last year we went through lots of worksheets that they just quickly filled out and then cast aside, and they end up getting recycled anyway. I'd much rather see their own work, and these books could be saved and they're much better. So for example, we're going to be learning about 9/11 this in September at the very beginning, and I do have some worksheets that I printed out, but if there's something that I found that I really want to use, then that's fine. But for the most part, for most of the other history and science and geography they're going to be writing or drawing or both in here, or if there's something worksheet that I really needed to do, like say a map, then that can be glued in. So we're going to be doing notebooking through science, geography, and history. And then music and art and health is what we have left. Music and art we will be doing only on Fridays. And again, I don't have a curriculum yet. I'm looking for a recorder curriculum for my grade 4 to learn recorder. I have some ideas and some companies that I'm waiting to hear back from. If not, we'll just use some free resources and teach a recorder. And my oldest one has used keyboard before, so we're not going to use like all the year as a musical instrument, but I want to have him work on keyboard a bit more. And then we will also be doing things like famous composers and stuff like that. So I mentioned, I think, in another video, let me just pull it up in their binder. But for music, at least for the first little bit, I found from Homeschool of One, I purchased these. They're worksheets on famous composers. And I printed the first few. There was quite a few of them. So Vivaldi, Mozart, Bach, but other ones I haven't heard of too, like Rossini. Well, okay, that's the one I haven't heard of, the ones I printed. But anyway, so we're going to listen to their music, research about them, write these down, do one every Friday that we have, that there isn't a PA day or holiday. And we'll work on that as well as using musical instruments at some point. And then for art, we do I don't have like a curriculum either, but I did, I got for review a book about teaching art to children. I will link that below. But I'm going to be using that and a bunch of free resources, and we just sort of do whatever, like, the first art project we're going to do is a couple days before Grandparents' Day, so we're going to just make something for the grandparents. And, you know, we might, like, during Halloween, we'll do Halloween art. During Christmas, we'll do Christmas art. If we don't have something fit, then we might do art that has to do with science or geography or history. Like, we'll do Canada art, you know, when we're learning about Canada and so on. So I just sort of do whatever for that. And then for health, last one, Teachers Pay Teachers. I found my favorite resource people on Teachers Pay Teachers, Teacher Resource Cabin, and I've mentioned them in a previous video too if you've seen it. They have their own website too where you can buy in Canadian dollars, but I can't use PayPal there, and I use PayPal, so I bought it on Teachers Resource Cabin in US dollars. And they have different workbooks, so I bought a package for the grade 4 and the grade 7 separately that had 5 different workbooks. This is the Healthy Eating Workbook for grade 4. There's Healthy Eating Workbook for grade 7 too, but it's slightly different, has more in it. So we're going to work on this. They're going to read what they need to read and write what they need to write, and I'll be right there to help them if they need be, and I will supplement with books from the library or other resources. Oops, too far. And we have ones on mental health, safety, puberty, things like that. We'll be working on those throughout the year, and then if I need to supplement anything else, I have some other free resources that we'll use online. I didn't mention gym. We just go outside most days for gym. I have some ideas in a little notebook. We do whatever we feel like that day, or we go for a walk, or, well, the kids go for a walk. I am not able to walk right now. So I'm stuck with a walker, and I can't go very fast. So they are doing is what they can around the neighborhood, or the older one takes them for walks. I think that's all I mentioned. The only other thing that I was planning to use that's a curriculum is Actually, I can't. I was gonna say I can't mention it because my daughter's in the room and it's a surprise, but I think she's sleeping. Are you sleeping? She's sleeping. We're gonna be doing a veterinarian study in some month. I don't know. In November, I think. And we're going to be purchasing the veterinarian study from Campfire Curriculum to try out. I'm not big on using unit studies that are pre-made, but I wanted to try that, and it's not something I can put together myself very well, so I want to try that. So we will be purchasing that as when it gets a little closer and using that. I think that is all that I wanted to say for these two. I got all the books. Oh, one other thing I just wanted to mention. I found this on, I don't know where I found it, a website, as my dictionary and word keeper, so I printed it out as smaller and just glued it in each page into a used do-it workbook that we had already ripped some pages out of. So each page says some common words of that language, and it has some blanks, of that letter. So I want her to use this when she's learning a new word. She can add it to her dictionary and learn. I know she doesn't know how to spell most of these words, but especially words she doesn't know, she doesn't have any idea how to spell, or words that she has never heard before that she can add to her dictionary, or words that she uses commonly, like if there's a family member name or a place name that she doesn't know how to spell, we'll go in here, and when she wants to spell things, she can look things up herself. We'll see how that works. I forgot to mention that my two youngest ones, the grade 4 and the grade 7, will also be doing computer classes. The grade 4 will be taking the Easy Peasy online homeschool course for the grade 4 level, and so she'll be learning basic things like, you know, how to turn on and on a computer, how to use a word processing program, how to check email, that sort of thing. But for my for my son, who is grade 7, he is really tech savvy, so something like that would not work. So I was given access to the Computer Applications 2023 Self-Paced course by Funda Academy to try out and report back to you guys on how it is. So I will link below how to find out more about that course, and that's going to teach him all kinds of different computer applications, from Word to, or like its equivalent, PowerPoint. Let me see here. Just to say all of them. Google Drive, Evernote, Canva, AI tools, and all kinds of things. So some of the stuff that he already knows, and some stuff he doesn't know. And also they will be doing the social skills course on Easy Peasy Online Homeschool. And that will help them with, you know, social skills. But you'd have to see I'll link below so you can take a look at what kinds of things they teach there. And those are all free, those ones that add Easy Peasy. So I just forgot to mention that, and I wanted to add that in. So it's a lot of work, but my kids need structure and something to do other than electronics. So we'll see. We can adjust and take things away if it's too much, or add things if it's too little. But I don't think it'll be too little. I think it'll be perfect. So we'll see. And yeah, thank you, and like and subscribe, and bye.